Matt Lombardo live checking in from Owings Mills, Maryland, and Baltimore Ravens training camp, the final Ravens training camp of the summer, the final training camp stop of our tour. And if anything was obvious within the first 10 minutes of this practice getting underway, if it wasn't already obvious and crystal clear, this Baltimore Ravens team is loaded. It's one of the deepest and most talented rosters across the NFL. And this is a team that's on a mission to shake its January demons and make a run at a Super Bowl. Afterwards, head coach John Harbaugh called this, quote, improvement week and opportunity week. And nowhere has that improvement been more evident for this team throughout the summer than in an area where they really need it to be, which is the vertical passing game with Lamar Jackson and what has the chance to be the most explosive trio of wide receivers that the two-time MVP quarterback has had at any point in his career. And it was crystal clear in this practice that Lamar Jackson's chemistry with the likes of Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and DeAndre Hopkins is evident. It's strong. It's growing as this summer has went along and really peaking at the right time as we enter the week two of the exhibition season. The play of the day, and it really was the play of this training camp tour that we've been on with stops in New York, in Washington, and in Pittsburgh. It was here in Baltimore. It was when a deep ball from Lamar Jackson that he dropped down the chimney into a bucket, whatever metaphor you want to use, on a deep pass down the far sideline to Rashad Bateman that was perfectly placed, despite tight coverage, draped over Bateman's shoulder, hit him in stride Lamar Jackson did for a 45-yard touchdown. That's the kind of play that the Ravens hope to be their hallmark in this offense as the passing game takes its next step and as this offense continues to evolve in coordinator Todd Monken's third season at the helm. But it wasn't just all Lamar Jackson. It wasn't just all the receivers who were really flashing throughout this practice. What really showed me that this is a team that's capable of playing complementary football, that's capable of winning on both sides of the ball, was the fact that this day wasn't dominated by the offense. It wasn't dominated by the defense. Both sides got their share of wins, and that really showed itself during a red zone period early in practice. The very first snap, Kyle Van Noy and Odafe Oweh collapsed the pocket to sack Jackson the first play of that drive. The second play was an interception by Lamar Jackson. The third play was a pass breakup in the corner by rookie safety Malachi Starks, who they are really high on here in Baltimore. I had a conversation with someone who was in the building who told me, quote, if we could draft 53 Malachi Starkses, we would do that. And here's a Georgia safety that I'm really high on, was really high on coming out of the NFL draft, and now he's starting alongside Kyle Hamilton, one of the top safeties in the NFL. But this is a team that's going to win with a punishing brand of complementary football. It's a team that's going to win with Derrick Henry feeding off of Lamar Jackson's mobility and their explosiveness in the passing game, paired with a defense that's going to dictate, that's going to punch you in the mouth, that's going to do whatever it needs to do to get off the field. And speaking of Derrick Henry, he grabs the headlines, right? And rightfully so, made a solid charge towards Offensive Player of the Year and MVP a year ago, his first season in Baltimore. People are saying he looks even stronger in his second season alongside Lamar Jackson in that backfield. But they're loaded with with running backs here in Baltimore. And Rasheen Ali is a guy that they are really, really high on. Running backs coach Willie Taggart spoke really highly of Rasheen Ali after practice. He's an explosive back. They like him here. He's a guy that I would keep an eye on come roster cut time as someone who could steal a spot on the 53-man roster and maybe even some snaps this year. So a really compelling practice, really competitive practice, both sides of the ball having their moments, but not to be outdone. One of the stars of the day, rookie kicker Tyler Loop, put on an absolute show. At one point during practice when he was going through moving the ball backwards, blinked in on a 46-yard field goal try. The very next kick, 52 yards with plenty of leg to spare. It's not the leg, it's the accuracy, it's the consistency they care about here in Baltimore. And one of the highlights of the day, a 67-yard free kick field goal make, which would have touched a league record for longest. Chargers got to try the free kick and make it during a regular season game. But he's excited to use it, obviously trying it here in practice here in Baltimore. But the big picture takeaway is we about the Baltimore Ravens come January, whether they can survive marks. Check them as well. Matt Lombardo. Good. How are you? Good.